Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, September 19th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few more things here to update and we should be on our way. All right, one last thing. And we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, cool. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. Back down to the 1 minute. And it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity is currently above at 42,440. And the closest level of liquidity below is at 42,330. So there goes the two closest levels of liquidity right there. See what's here so far. Hey, Jason, morning. Morning, Brock. Nice. So yeah, Jason, so those market flow off the news was sweet yesterday. Locked in the bag yesterday after the interest rate news. Yeah, no, it's pretty solid for a lot of people, actually. So if you guys follow the news from yesterday, the Fed announced that they are cutting interest rates by 50 basis points. Powell did say that they're not going to be making any more aggressive cuts like that. So this is like a one and done type thing for a while. So we'll see, how that affects the market here specifically. We got a range over here for Asia session. Price pushed up right here. And the breakout for today is going to be sell, guys. Just a heads up if you guys are planning on taking that. So for me, as you guys know, I'm probably going to wait a little bit for me to take any entries here. We had news at 5:30 this morning. High impact news, it was positive. We have news at 7 and then 7:30. So I will mark up the 5:30 news real quick. This big candle right there. We have more news at 7 o'clock and 7:30, which is perfect. Works with my entry over here between 6:40 and 7 for the market flow V2s. Hey Jamie, morning. And congrats to everyone who passed their challenges yesterday too. I think Jamie passed one during the interest rate news, and then also we had Andre in the group who also passed a challenge yesterday as well. So Andre over here passed 150K accounts, and I think Jamie passed a handful of accounts as well. So big congrats to Jamie and Andre for getting funded on Apex. All right, guys, we got market opening up in about 30 seconds. Again, the breakout for today is going to be a sell if you guys plan on taking it. I'll be taking it with low risk. But I'll be looking for my scalps around 640. So we got market opening up in about 10 seconds. We got market opening up in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So see what happens over here. Market is now open to 596. Just this little bit. 596 and 5, 6. All right, so I got that set up right there. I'll come back and take a look at that a little later. Um, liquidity right here got hit. If you guys took that first level of liquidity, full TP right there. I will now look for a possible retracement and opportunity for entry here for these market flow V2s. There's no entry here yet. Again, I'm going to be looking for entries after 640. So around this period right here, I'll be looking for entries. Mark this up right here. Not looking for any entries here yet. The opening candle was right here. As we wait for that, let's go over here to the SR zone chart. There's not going to be very many zones because price is so high right now. But I'll just mark these up for the time being. All right, got that marked up there. So there goes the zones right there. The breakout's currently running in profit right now. Hit the 50% mark if you guys decided to move your stop loss in profit. Still not looking for any entries here just yet. No entries for the scalps yet. There was a possible opportunity here for a market flow V2. I personally wouldn't have taken it, but looks like it already hit TP right there. Little bounce off the 450 level. So this candle here came down, filled it right there. And now it's pushing back up. So I'll be looking for some market flow V2s once it hits 740 right here. So I'm waiting for the market to stabilize a little bit. Once it stabilizes, I'll start looking for some entries. Looks like it might range here for a bit as it continues to go back and forth. Hey, David, good morning. Stanley said, I'm so mad I wasn't home to trade news or to pass SMH, but congrats to everyone else. Yeah, if you guys ever want to take that risk, I mean, the resets are only 35 bucks. So it's it's an okay risk to take if you guys are okay with risking 35 bucks because it's cheaper to reset than to buy a new account. That's kind of like everyone's thought process when they decided to take it. So Yeah, it was solid. All right, so there's not really much movement here, guys. I think I'm gonna move my stop loss and profit for the breakout. So I'm moving my stop loss and profit to like right down here. So I'm just moving my stop loss and profit right there. If it swings up, it's going to stop me out in profit. If it doesn't, then it's going to push down to full TP. The breakout's supposed to break out. So there's no breakout actually happening right here. So whenever this happens, this kind of gives me a sign that, oh, okay, I got stopped out. All right, so I'm stopped out in profit right there, guys. I moved my stop loss in profit as it was swinging down. The thing with the breakout that I've started to realize and notice is that when the breakout doesn't happen, because typically this is supposed to hit right away, right? It's supposed to go straight to TP or straight to stop loss. If it doesn't happen right away, you're going to be caught in a back and forth move for some time. So I ended up moving my stop loss and profit. This is kind of similar to what we did on, I think, Tuesday. And then I got stopped out right here for 300 bucks in profit, which it's all good. I'd rather have some profit than have a loss. So I'll take a screenshot of that right there. It's kind of annoying because the whole reason we take the breakout is to get like quick profits right away or a quick there's my account right there. So I locked in 300 bucks. Not a big deal, but it is what it is. So I'll continue to follow it. But yeah, those are my profits right there for the break. I mean, it's still technically running right now. So I'll come back and take a look at this later. All right, so there's my position. I was hoping it'd just keep dropping, but it is what it is. There's my profit locked in 306. We're just getting a sideways move here. This will probably hit eventually, but this is definitely not a breakout. It's supposed to break out on open, especially after the news yesterday. I was expecting some sort of breakout to happen, but and here we go as it starts to climb down lower. So if you guys are still in it, still watching here, we're getting closer to 640 here. So as we get closer to 640, I'll start looking for some entries. Yeah, Jason said more buyers than sellers. I know it would range in the morning session. Yeah, I figured that was probably going to be the case. I thought this was going to come down sharp. So in my analysis here, I was expecting, and it is coming down sharp now. So you guys can see over here, price was bullish. Right here, it came up. And then over here, it was bullish again. So I figured it's overextended at this point. Bullish consolidation, fake out, push to the upside, and reversal back down, at least to fill this, to basically shake out the buyers. But no, obviously that wasn't the case here. Well, we're slightly the case. So my analysis here was right. It's just I didn't hold on to it for the full move. But I was looking for the market to shake out the buyers here, which it'll probably happen eventually. Just don't have a specific time for it. So there's a bunch of market flow V2s that are coming up right here, guys. So like this one over here was an entry at the 450 mark. That was one. And then again, price pushed up as it pulled back down again right here. The next entry was right here at the 460 mark. Price pushed up again right there. The next entry was right here at the 460 mark. Price pushed up again right there. And there's another entry right here for the 460 mark. So you guys can see the whole numbers are right here below the pivots. Basically, this thing has came up about four or five times right here for entries for market flow V2s. Like I said before, guys, I don't trade before 640 because the volatility here is just kind of all over the place, and the market's slightly manipulated. So in order for me to take entries, I'm waiting for it to hit 640 right here because typically around 640 is when the market starts to move at least somewhat directional, and there's no more manipulation with price movement. So I'm waiting right here. It's almost 640, 639 right now. I got a minute till 640. Um, in order for me to take entries. So in order for me to take some sells, I need price to break below the pivots over here, come back below and climb lower. In order for me to take some buys here, I need to get another buy signal and then climb it back up. So I need some direction here. There's no direction. You can see prices going back and forth right here. I don't want this. I want price to move directional. So I need price to pull below and continue falling, or I need price to pull above and continue climbing. So if you guys are still in the breakout, it's still pushing right now. It's looking pretty good. The breakout is pushing to its full TP. Again, I moved my stop loss in profit because there was just no breakout happening. Typically, the breakout happens within the first couple of minutes of market open. We're now about 10 minutes into market open, and it's still running right now. Currently bouncing off the sessions, but it might break through and shoot right down to its TP. And there we go, as it wipes out all the buyers. So if you guys are still holding on to it for full TP, you're on your way. If you want to move your stop loss in profit, I think a good area to move it down to would be right here, the 450 mark. Looks like it's about to hit its full TP right there. But I would move your stop loss in profit to the 450 mark just to be safe. And I should just sell the trade. It's all good. So 640 right now, guys. I'll be looking for this to swing down a little bit lower for me to take my entry. So we're currently looking for a possible sell here for market flow. So we just hit full TP, guys. If you guys held on to the breakout full TP on that move. So we're going to document this, of course, put this in our data. All right, so full TP on the breakout. If you guys took the breakout for the day, nice work. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. We'll be looking for some possible market flow V2s now that price has started to drop below. So we got price coming down below over here. If you guys are looking for the next entry, pivots are right here. Looking at this, I mean, entry is pretty far up. It's at the 430 right now. So I'm basically following the whole numbers here. The whole numbers and the pivots. There's no entry there yet. But again, if you guys took the breakout, that was the first and only entry that has come up for today so far, aside from liquidity push. This has hit full TP. It's now dropping down even lower. My analysis played out perfect. So I said here earlier, I said Asia session was bullish, ranged. London session, bullish, range. I saw the sell signal over here, so I saw it start to come down. I saw a price push up right here, and then everything kind of lined up. My fundamentals indicated a sell. Like I mentioned earlier this morning, the interest rates did get cut, but Powell did say that he's no longer taking any more. Well, he told us not to expect any more drastic cuts like that. So it just shows that the market's not ready to take off yet. You know, they're still trying to be a little careful. And that's why price here is coming back down, shake out the buyers. So the fundamentals indicated a sell today. That's why I took the sell there. The technicals here are all bullish, but I went with the fundamentals because the breakout strategy is based off fundamentals, not necessarily technicals. Technicals are secondary confirmations, but the actual strategy is based off the fundamental analysis of the news from the prior day. All right, so we have a possible market flow V2 setting up right here at the 410 mark. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set a pending order in case price swings up to this area here. And I'm just going to keep dragging it down lower.
Order submitted.
So I got the pending order right there. And as this green pivot crosses down a little bit lower, I'll keep moving it down a little lower to the 100 mark there. So my pending order is right here. It's this red line. Now dropping it down to the 200 mark right there. There's my pending order right there. It's this red line right here. So if I turn that off, you guys can see it a little better. Currently sitting at the 400 mark. If it drops any lower, it'll be at the 390 mark right here. Just following it. All right, still sitting right there at the 400 mark. Looks like I'm going to bring it down to the 90 mark right here. So my analysis for the breakout played out perfect, guys. It's still dropping. It's doing exactly what we expected. It's just and now I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, I should have held on to it because it played out. It did exactly what I said. So the price came up here, and I said it was gonna reverse back down and shake out the buyers, and that's exactly what's happening. It's coming down to this level right here, which is where I was expecting price to push down to. But it's all good. I'm glad that my analysis still played out and everything kind of lined up perfectly, even though I only took it for a partial. So it's pushing down to the liquidity down here. That is the target price point it's trying to reach down to. All right, so my pending order is currently at the 90 right there. So I can move it down to the 80 now. So I'm just trailing this down a little bit. Price broke right through liquidity right there. Still dropping. So if you guys are just joining live, we only had one official entry that came up today. It's the breakout right here, hit full TP. I'm trying to get in for a market flow V2, but there's just no opportunity here. Price is still dropping. I'm trailing it down as fast as I can. Bring it down to the 70. All right, this is gonna be an issue once we get closer to the red flag down there, the sessions. Bring it down to the 60 here. About to swing this back over. So I'll leave it right there at the 60 for now. This candle closes, it'll swing it back up to the 70, about 10 points higher. Let's leave it at the 60 right here. So I got my pending order just waiting right there at the 60. The only problem is that we're at the sessions right here, so price might get manipulated around a little bit. All right, the volatility is starting to die down. That's kind of what I figured. This usually happens around 7, but because we had this big bearish push right here, it's starting to slow down a little bit. So I'm in the position now, it looks like.
Order fill.
All right, full TP on that
Target
right there,
filled.
guys. So there goes one market flow V2. Price came up, filled it at the 60, went straight down to full TP. There's another opportunity right there again at the 60 mark.
Order submitted.
One more right there. 6:49 right now, so it's getting closer and closer to 7 o'clock, which is my cutoff. So I got another pending order right there at the 60 mark. All right, we got 10 minutes till 8, or 10 minutes till 7.
Order filled.
So filled it right there. Full TP again. So two back-to-back market flow
Target
V2s right
filled.
there, guys. I'm in profit about 500 for the day. Two back-to-back wins, three back-to-back wins, actually. We had one breakout, two market flow V2s. All right. So the volatility here is starting to get a little crazy. I don't know if I'm going to take another one. I might take one more, but if not, I might just sit it out here for a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna let the market here stabilize for like 1 second. I'm gonna step away for just a minute, guys. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Let's see. Yeah, I missed one entry right here. I literally got back a minute late. I don't know if you guys took the market flow. There's one right here. I probably wouldn't have taken it because it was right next to the sessions, but there's another one that's actually running right now, but it is like right on the session, so probably wouldn't take these entries here. There's another one running right here though. So there's one that came up right here prior, hit full TP, and then this one over here looks like it would have spiked all the way up. Again, you don't want to trade around where the sessions is at because it's an area of manipulation, of course. So I mean, this trade is still technically running if anybody took it, but I wouldn't have taken it because it's right at the sessions. So looks like I'm about to be done for the day, guys. Well, done with my trades. I'll still look for entries here, but I'm going to be done with my trades for the day. Pretty satisfied with what we did for the day so far. Basically had 3 back-to-back wins. So if you guys are just joining or if you guys weren't following earlier, we had 3 trades for the day. Our breakout over here hit full TP. So this happened right here immediately on open at 6:30. Took the sell, a little bit of some pullback, and then it went straight down to TP right here. Looking over here at the market flow V2s, I took 2 entries. So I took one right here. You guys can see the arrows on my chart. That's where I took my sells. So the first one right here was at the 360. There's the first one right there. 360 that happened at 648. It's like a lot of my winning entries happen exactly at the same time. The win from yesterday also happened at 648. Same thing. See the timestamp. And then the next entry happened right next to it at 649. So my cutoff for entries is 7 o'clock. The reason why I'm saying I'm pretty much done entering on my account is because it is about to be 7 o'clock. We have a buy signal right here. So in order for me to take entries, I need price to actually push above and climb up higher. There's not going to be enough time between here and 7 o'clock for that to happen. So for the most part, I think I'm done with my own accounts. I'll take a screenshot of my profits and I'll show you what I locked in for the day. But yeah, pretty good day so far. Pretty good day for an after FOMC day where like there was supposed to be a lot of manipulation. There is a lot of manipulation here. It's just not as obvious as one would have assumed. So we have a level up here. That's gonna be the first level of range, lower level right here. So you guys can see the range right here. It's pretty much, I mean, it's huge. So market opened right here at 6:30. I'll just cut it off right here at 8 o'clock. So here's the current range for today. It is pretty big. It's our clean chart. That is our current range. Here are the zones that I drew up earlier. It's kind of all over the place, of course, as you would expect. The SR zones. I mean, if you wanted to trade zone to zone, you guys could have. I had these zones drawn up before this drop happened. Price broke below, pushed down to the next level, broke below, pushed down to the next level, then manipulation from above and manipulation from below. But okay, so we had basically 3 official entries for the day. We had the breakout over here for a full TP. We had 2 of the market flow V2s right there. Here are the entries over here at the official profits. And let me take a screenshot of my Apex accounts. Right. All right, so looking at this here, now I just realized that I think there might be something up with my copier. I think I might have forgotten to turn on the copier for a couple accounts here because it only shows, I think, 14 accounts. So here are my profits for the day so far. Locked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 accounts right here. I locked in 500 per account. So 500 times 14. Locked in about 7,000 in profit. And then on top of that, I had my top step account over here, profit of 306. So total profit for the day across all my accounts for the breakout. So we took 3 entries for the day. The breakout happened right here. I moved my stop loss in profit, so I got a partial, unfortunately, instead of the full move. And then I had 3 back-to-back or 2 back-to-back market flow entries right here for full TPs for a profit of 500 per account. So a total profit of 7,306 for the day. Not bad. Pretty decent profit for about less than 30 minutes of trading. 7,000 solid. If I had one more, it would have been solid. If I took this last one right here, that would have been another 250. So I'd be at like 750 in profit, which is all good. I mean, it's all part of the game, right? I missed this by like a split second. And then also it was at the session, so not one that I would personally want to take. But yeah, there goes my profits for the day. 7,306. We got some team profits over here. We have William. He locked in a total profit of, let's see, 249 per account. He has 20 accounts there, so 249 times 20. Locked in 4,980. Nice work, William. Solid profit right there. And then we have David here, total profit of 335 for the day. All wins as well. Nice work, David. And then, of course, big congrats to Andre over here getting funded 150K. And that's about it so far. So if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them into the chat. Otherwise, I'll keep looking for entries here, but I'm personally done with entering any more trades on my end. So we had news over here at 7 o'clock. It was negative. So yeah, like I said, I'll keep looking for entries for you guys, but I'm not taking any more entries on my accounts. I'm done trading on my accounts. My trading time is between 6:40 and 6:40 and 7 o'clock. So basically you can see over here, this is like perfect. It's just crunch time for me right here. I just focus for like about 20 minutes and lock in my profit and be done for the day. And then on top of that, the breakout. So not bad. It's not bad profit for 7,300 for about not even 10 minutes of work, a lot less. So what I'm trying to base most of my strategy entries on, a lot of these strategies are the same. So these strategies are literally, the market flow V2 is basically a market flow in combination with a momentum pullback scalp, because we use the whole numbers now. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So I'm not really creating new strategies. I'm just creating different entry points for the strategies that we've already used in the past. So what I like about this the most is the fact that we can put a pending order, right? So I don't have to be waiting to enter a market order. I feel like market orders kind of screw up the entry sometimes because of slippage. So the fact that we're able to put these pending orders just waiting there makes all the difference. And that's why I really like applying the market flow V2s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and review a couple of, I'm just going to review a lot of the previous strategies that we've done in the past. And I'm going to try to figure out ways to set them up as pending orders, right? Because I think these pending orders using limit orders are probably the best way, because you can see over here, these entries were perfect. You can see my profits. There was no slippage. Like the profits were exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting 250 profit per trade, and that's literally what I got. I got 250 per trade, and it played out perfect for me. So yeah, I'll be reviewing all of the previous strategies, and I'll try to find ways to adjust the entry slightly so that we can get in that pending order versus market orders. Because when you're scalping, you need it, like every point counts. So you don't really want to take anything that's gonna, obviously screw up your position. So, all right, guys, if there's any question that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be looking for some possible market flow V2s here We currently have a buy signal. Price is currently above the pivots right here. The only problem is that there's a bunch of red flags sessions right here. So there's a session right here, and then there's also a bunch of news price right here. So not one that I would necessarily recommend taking in this very area because of the news, of course. The news and the sessions, mainly the sessions, but also the news. So, I mean, technically, if you wanted to take an entry, it would have happened right here for the market flow. Let me zoom in a little bit. So we had price kind of push up a little bit. It came back down. The pivot was right here. So your entry would have happened below it, which would be right here at the 390 mark. This one would have hit TP. So price would have came up, came down, filled the pending order, shot right back up to full TP right there. So I guess this could have been an okay entry if you were not to care about the news. The news isn't super, super important. The sessions is more important. So I wouldn't trade anywhere where price would have to come and touch the sessions. This over here, I would consider it a risky entry, but it would still be a valid one if you wanted to take it, mainly because like the entry was down here versus up here. So again, right here, same situation. Now the pending order would have been right here at the 400 mark. The pivots are right here. The entry would have waited right here at the 400 mark. You can see it would have filled. If it bounces back up, this would be a full TP. And it looks like a full TP right there. So two back-to-back market flow V2s. If you wanted to take them, feel free, guys. I'll keep looking for entries here. Like I said, I don't trade after 7 because I don't want to trade in a sideways market. You guys can see right here, price is literally going sideways. It doesn't work well in this type of market. This strategy is meant to be taken when price is moving up in a directional pattern, or if price is moving down in a directional pattern as well. So either up or either down. But if it's not moving directional, there's really no reason to be taking any trades here because this strategy is meant for directional movement. It's not meant for a sideways market. If you want to trade a sideways market, you can trade ranges. So if you really want to trade a sideways market, you can identify the range here. And you can look for the whole numbers around those points, right? I think that'd be key. So, I mean, technically, if you want to take the bounces off that whole number right there, I mean, you technically can. Every time price came down, bounce off the whole number. So there's like a lot of different ways to apply this. Like the directional move would of course be the market flow V2s. And then maybe I can put something together which would be considered a market flow V3, where you can do it in a when price is consolidating or ranging. I'll look into that because there's really two different ways that market will move, right? So you guys understand how the market structure works. So the thing with market structure is that it'll either move directional up, directional down, or sideways. When it's going directional up, directional down, you can take market flow V2s. And then, like I said, if you want to trade in a sideways market, you could trade within the range. But what you have to do first is you have to identify the range. So the range here has not been identified yet. Looks like it might be between these two areas right here. There's also the middle level here. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to trade within the range, you can still do the same thing that we were just discussing, but in that direction. So right now, currently we have a sell signal. Right, I'll go back to the clean chart here. Or if you want to take there's a lot of different entries you can take here. So like I said, if you want to take the zone entries, there's price broken close below the structure right here. You could have taken a sell right there, write it down to the next structure. That's one thing that you could have done. If you want to trade in a sideways market, you can look for price to come back up. bounce off the structure. You can look for a break and retest of the structure. If you want to look for some market flow V2s, you can possibly look for some right here. There's just a lot of different entries that you guys can take. So I just want to keep your options open, right? But the thing is, you just have to understand where the market is actually moving. So right here, I think we're still in a sideways market. But if you want to take some market flow V2s, pending order would be right here at the 80 mark. So that is where the current market flow would be at. But I think price here is consolidating, so I probably wouldn't mess with it. But if you wanted to take it, it'd be right there. So it looks like right there it would have filled and would have went straight to TP. So you guys can see I had that marked up already. I'm just not convinced that the market is ready to move directionally yet. So as we get closer and closer and deeper into the fall season, I'll start taking entries past 7 o'clock. Just right now, I just don't feel comfortable because you guys can see how price is going sideways right here. This is normal. We've been dealing with this all summer. The strategy still worked fine, but you take a bigger risk when you're trading in a sideways market like this. So like I said earlier, if you want to trade in between the consolidation zones, you can just take entries at the levels, right? Quick win right there for a buy. And then if price pushes back up right here, you can do the same thing. So I'll try to formulate more of these pending entries because I think these pending entries are the best way to enter the market for scalping so that you get in at exact price. Because you can see like here that I have this marked up, you can see here that it actually plays out perfect. So when price starts to go sideways, like for example, right here, it started going sideways. You could have taken the sell right there, would have hit its TP, and then price would have came up right here. And then as it came back down, you could have had your pending entry right there. And then just do the same thing, hit your TP again right there. Price comes up, comes back down, does the same thing right here, hit your TP again. Price breaks below, comes below it, comes back up, hits TP again. So there's a lot of different ways to apply this whole market flow ideology. I just have to go back and test when it actually works in a sideways market. So there's no more entries here right now for, I mean, I guess technically there's another market flow entry that's coming up right here or that just came up. So on this buy signal right here, there's another market flow entry. And another full TP right there. So it looks like there was 3 back-to-back market flow entries here that hit. So the first one right here, that's a full TP. This one again right here, full TP. They're all on the same level. And then again right here, same level right here, full TP at 380 mark. So you guys can see the market flow strategy is very, very powerful. You just have to look for momentum. So for example, right here, we have a sell momentum. We're only looking for sells here. We're looking for it to bounce, 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 bounce. And then when price pushes above, we'll look for some buys, right? Bounce, 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 etc. The market flow is like, this is going to be my go-to for a while because I think this works best. It's a very good time-based strategy that works best for me because I want to trade between, I only want to trade for like a few minutes a day, right? I don't want to be on the charts for hours. I want to be on the charts between 6:30 and 7 o'clock, and then I'll be on to answer questions and do some more analysis between 7 and 8. But for the most part, I just want to get my entries in and out between 6:40 or between 6:30 and 7, if not 6:40 and 7, and then be done. Because you can see over here, I basically worked for like a couple minutes. I basically just saw this here coming down. I kept dragging my entry slower, lower. As soon as it filled right there, I caught the low hanging fruit, locked in my profit, total profit of well over 7,000 for the day, 7,300 actually, and I'm pretty much done. Right. If you can do this consistently and just take, you don't even have to take very many trades. You can take 2 trades a day. So for example, if you were to take 2 trades a day and you had 20 accounts, 500 times 20, that's 20,000 right there. That's it's a pretty good amount of profit. So 10, you think about that, 10,000, and you do this every single day for like 5 days, and then maybe one day you'll have a loss, right? So say for example, you do this for 5 days, and then 4 days you have wins. So times four, that's 40,000. And then one day you have a loss, 75, 750 times 20, 15,000. So I would take that risk there, right? Make 40,000 to lose 15,000 for one day, and you're still up 25,000 for the week across all of the accounts. So I'm kind of glad we're going back to this trading style because I missed having the high win rate, a high win ratio. Like, back then we'd have like a 90% win-loss ratio or even higher sometimes. And we'd still come out with pretty good profit. Like if you look at our stats for like the earlier this year. So earlier this year, we were still using see if I can load this up. All right, it's not loading up. But if you look at here's my trade journal. Okay, so looking at this right here, these are our trades from 2024. We had a really high win-loss ratio. So in January, we had 14 wins, 1 loss, 93.3% win-loss ratio. Pretty much all wins for the most part. And then this is where we started to kind of go off track a little bit because we started to change things up a little bit with the breakouts because people wanted one-to-one strategies. And this is where the win-loss ratio starts to die down a little bit. So back in April, we kind of went back to our normal scalps, 81% win-loss ratio, and then we went back to these breakout entries. So when we started going to these one-to-ones, the win-loss ratio started dropping quite a bit, and the profit started dropping a little bit because we didn't have the consistency of our profitability, right? So it's about the same. So they kind of balance out. You either have a high win-loss ratio, moderate profit, or you have a low win-loss ratio with a slightly moderate profit. Preferably for us, I think I'd rather have a high win-loss ratio and moderate profit. Because you just kind of stack, you just kind of keep adding to your wins basically. So like for example, this week I think we have how many wins? For this week so far, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 6 wins for this week so far, and we have 3 losses. So 6 wins, 3 losses so far. So 6 divided by 9. We're currently at a 66.7 win-loss ratio, which is decent because this is factoring the breakouts as well. I'll probably have to keep a separate chart with just the breakouts because that's gonna throw us off a little bit because the breakouts don't have a high win-loss ratio. All right, so there's still some more market flow entries that are coming up right here, guys. So again, if you wanted the entry, it'd be right here at the 370 mark. So basically, you can see where all the market flow entries are coming up. We had one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market flow entries right here. So basically 5 back-to-back wins off just this one momentum signal. So now that you've had 5 wins, you're pretty much in the free, right? Because as soon as you take a loss, you're pretty much done with this momentum. So I know some people don't like that you have to have X amount of wins before you start to make it to your break-even plus profit area. But I think for us, since the win-loss ratio for this specific strategy is so high, I think it's worth the risk personally. All right, 7:19 right now. It's getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, there's a entry that happened right here. Price broke and closed past the structure. Hit full TP right there. So I'm showing you guys different opportunities here. I'm not taking these specific entries because my trading plan right now currently pretty much tells me, okay, I can only take the market flow entries between 640 and 7. But if you guys want to take entries, there's a lot of different opportunities that are coming up here. So for example, another one right here, another market flow entry, V2. If you guys want to take the original market flow entries, you can do that as well too. So like, for example, there's a couple of original market flow entries that came up right here as well. So price pushed up, came back down. That's an original market flow. Price pushed up, came back down. This is another original market flow. So it's just really up to your preference. I think I'm going to create a whole series of just market flow entries. So market flow V1, market flow V2, and then I'll try to come up with something where it works in a sideways market because it should work. I'll just have to figure out what criteria I'd be looking for. I think for something like this, it'll probably be, yeah, once we identify a range, then you can just trade within the range. But the key tool here that we're using, guys, is the momentum signal. This is like the catalyst. So you're only looking for sells when you have a sell signal. You're only looking for buys when you have a buy signal. The second tool here that's a big catalyst for our entry is the pivots, right? So you're basically, for this strategy, you need about three indicators that are necessary. You don't really need the high lows. You need the momentum to identify the direction of your trade. You need the pivots here to identify the retracement. And then you need the levels here. You don't really need the levels, but the levels help because it puts the lines on the chart for you. The levels indicator right here is going to indicate where your entry is going to be sitting. If you don't want to have levels indicator on your chart, you can just look at the numbers. So like, for example, if the pivot's right here, the closest level is going to be here at the 40, right? It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple, just using basic, still using basic whole numbers here for the entry points. Let's see, Stanley said missed out on some big entries, but still happy 3K and 2,600 profit. Nice work, Stanley. Yeah, I mean, also for the breakout too, because you had a 50-point win, which is good. I think I would take the 50-point win over a possible loss. But yeah, it was close. It would have hit your TP pretty nicely. So again, I'm showing you guys specific entries that I plan on taking. You don't have to take them like this. So for example, if you want to take a bigger move, so I'm just going to use this as an example right here. Here's one other way of taking a market flow V2. So my entry would happen right here, right? At that whole number. You don't have to get out at, and let me just go back and replay it. So you don't have to get out at the 10 points. If you guys want to cash the full extension right here, and you want to bring it down lower, you could do that as well. It's just for me, I'm giving you guys a foundation. The foundation of the strategy is entering right here, but your TP stop loss could differ from mine. You don't have to use the same exact TP stop loss as mine. You can use whatever works best for you. But for me, like I said, I like catching the low-hanging fruit. So like whatever I can catch here, any like 250 profits. So like 250, 250, 250, 250, 250, 250, right? Basically right here, I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. So I'd rather have 250 times 7 and have 1,750 in profit versus if you were to catch this whole move here, which is not bad either, it would kind of balance out to about the same. So like 35 points, say for example, you were taking 5 contracts times 5 times 35, you make 875. So I'd rather just stack up these wins right here, a bunch of them, rather than having just one big win. But everybody's different, right? You don't have to trade the way that I do. You can use my analysis to your advantage and then take whatever type of entry you guys would like to take from there. All right, we're currently at the lower sessions right here. Not really too much going on here at the moment. Again, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. You know, when you post profits, it gives you confidence to take on the next trading day. I've told you guys this before in the past. For me, we've had a pretty decent week so far, so I feel confident going into the next day, right? So for example, yesterday we had some pretty decent wins. So on Monday we had a pretty decent win. So we had on Monday we had the breakout that played through. That gave me confidence to trade on oh, this is so Monday was up here actually. Tuesday, this was Tuesday. Tuesday we had the win for the breakout, and then I posted profits. Of course, this gave me confidence to trade on Wednesday. Wednesday we took a win over here. This gave me confidence to trade today, because you can see my profits right here. And then I took this trade over here, gave me confidence with the breakout. And every time I post profits, it's just confidence, because it's like, okay, if I did good today and I did good yesterday, then I got to do good tomorrow. So when you guys post profits, it's like a psychological thing. I read a couple books on it and listened to a couple interviews. It's all about the trade psychology, right? When you guys wake up in the morning to trade, if you feel scared to trade, you should probably not trade, because you're probably going to make mistakes and you're probably going to do something that you shouldn't do. You're going to trade outside your trading plan. If you feel confident and relaxed in the morning, then okay, that day's probably going to be a good day. Even if you have a loss, it's probably going to be a good day, because you're not going to be scared trading. I feel like with trading, with trades, a lot of people, they either overemphasize trade psychology or they underemphasize it. There's some people that say trade psychology is everything, but then they have no strategy and they just suck at trading. Or some people will say that trade psychology is like not important, and then they have a strategy, but then as soon as the strategy stops working, they stop working, right? So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I feel like there's some people who overemphasize trade psychology and there's some people who don't. You just need to find that middle ground. You need to have a good strategy, and then you also have to have a good control over your trade psychology. Trade psychology isn't everything, so just keep that in mind, guys. I've started noticing that a lot of like people who teach trading and stuff like that, they try to overemphasize it, and then they make you feel like you're the problem, which in a lot of cases you are. Like the person is a problem, but in other cases it isn't. Like if you have a good strategy and your trade psychology is decent, you should be fine. But if you have a bad trading strategy and then your trade psychology is too high, you're just going to take the blame for everything. So yeah, just find a balance in between. Anyways, guys, there's no entries here available right now. Price is above the pivot, so there's no market flow entries. Again, so the market flow entries here, they have to be below the pivots, right? They have to be below, and they need to push up. They can't be like this right here, where they keep pushing up, and then you're still taking market flow. There's no market flow there. Market flow would have to happen below the pivots. So, all right. Other than that, guys, I'll keep looking for some more opportunities here, but it's not looking like we're going to get much. If you guys are just joining into the room, just a reminder. So the trades for today, we took a breakout. That was a full TP. And then we had two entries over here for market flow. Market flow V2s to be exact. All right, looks like we're going back into a range. So see here, our price is starting to range again. Now that price is ranging, so this right here would have been something similar to that market flow V3 that I was talking about. So when price starts to range again right here, this would be considered a market flow V3. So like basically at the level right here, price is below and it's ranging. When price would get up to this point, your pending order would be waiting. It'd fill once it's some drawdown and shoot right back down to TP. We still have the sell signal here. So again, you can take another entry for that if it comes up here. Bounce off the whole number. Right. However, if you have a buy signal right here that's currently pending, you can look for it to retrace back, come right back up. You know, now that I'm thinking about this, this is literally a levels entry. So you don't really need to have I mean, it's basically just a levels entry. We had a sell signal right here, price broke and closed below the level. Came back and retested right there. The pending order would have just been waiting right there. Full TP. You know what? These level entries are actually really good. So maybe this is something you guys want to factor in. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, I mean, when they hit, they do hit. So for example, Like we had a sell signal right here, right? Price came down, didn't fill there, didn't fill there. Price came below here. It closed below this point. The entry would happen right there for a full TP. If you want to do it for a 30-30. I think a 15-15 is too tight. We've been trying to do that 15-15 TP stop loss, but it's just too tight, guys. It doesn't work as well as we want it to. It works good in the summer, but not during volatile markets. So again, right here, there's an entry, price broke and closed below this point. Same thing for another levels entry right here. Full TP right there. We had a buy signal right here, price pushed above, broke above this area right here. Another levels full TP right there. Sell signal came below this point, broke below here. So I think 3 entries, or I guess 2 entries, 2 entries that you might want to look at if you want to do these pending type orders that we've been doing for the market flow V2s are the market flow V2 and then the levels entry. So sell signal, entry right there, entry right there, buy signal, price pushed above, entry right there, sell signal, price pushed below, entry right there. Again, there's a buy signal right here, price pushed up. You'd be looking for that retracement back down if it comes back down. So price broke past it, retrace, push back up. Let's see. Steven said, Sean, I made a lot of profits today. I just need 3,000 more to get my first payout. Nice work, Steven. Looks like things are starting to turn up for you. Yeah, so just be smart now, Steven. Don't like don't go and try to trade gold at like 10 p.m. tonight, like you did last time. Just stay consistent. Do what you're doing. Do whatever you're doing that's making you a profit. So just keep that in mind. So again, guys, if you guys didn't hear me earlier, I'm only trading between 640 and 7. So I only took 3 trades today between 630 and 7, and then 2 scalp between 640 and 7. There's a lot of entries here that are coming up. I'm just not taking them because they don't fit my trading plan. My trading plan is to trade between 630 and 7, and that's where I'm going to stick to. So whenever you guys have a trading plan, you guys got to remember to stick to it. Don't get FOMO and start chasing trades that aren't there. You just got to keep sticking to what's working. And for me, what's working is trading between 630 and 7, making my profit, and then pretty much closing out and going on with my day. All right, so there's no entry here. So one thing that I started to notice, I've been doing a lot of back testing the past couple of days, guys. I've got a ton of back testing. Like, I don't even know how much back testing I've been doing, but I've been just pretty much testing the older strategies. One other strategy that I started to notice that's been working a lot lately is the pivot scalp. A lot of you guys might have forgotten about it, but it's still a really strong strategy. So for example, here's an example of a pivot scalp. So we have the pivots over here crossing over. This establishes the trend, right? Once it establishes the trend, you're looking for price to retrace up with the opposite momentum signal. We had a buy signal right here. That's step 2. Step 3 is you're looking for a sell signal. So the trend is confirmed, price goes down, retraces up. You have a confirmation of retracement with this buy signal. Then you get a sell signal right here. With the sell signal, this would be the pivot scalp entry. You would put your stop loss right here at the above the pivots. So it'd be about like 25, something like that. And then your TP would be 25 as well. So one thing that I've noticed for the pivot scalp is if you look for just the one pivot scalp after market open, it almost always hits. This one right here was pre-market. Let's see if we could find one over here when market open. So this one right here is a little tricky. I wouldn't have taken this one right here because the trend has confirmed right here. It's a little too close. The trend confirmed right here, had the retracement and then the buy signal. Again, if you wanted to take that there for a buy, you could have. This is about a 55-point move. It still hits, but this happened pre-market. So this is a pre-market move. Let me see if I can find one here that happened during. So there hasn't been one during the live session time yet. So the trend over here shifted. There's a retracement, no continuation. And then the trend kind of balanced out again right here. Price retraced right here, no continuation. So there may be a pivot scalp setting up right here for a buy, guys. Just a heads up if you guys are looking at this. So we have the trend shift right here. What you're looking for now is price is currently pushing up. You're looking for that retracement sell signal. Once that happens, you'll look for it to push back up with the buy signal. And this will be an entry for a pivot scalp. I know Maria also mentioned it as well. Maria also mentioned it in the chat this morning. She said, yeah, Maria said another strategy that works well is the pivot scalp. Yeah. So one strategy that William's using is the breakout V3. That's something that William's been using a lot lately. He's been using the breakout V3. He's been applying it pretty much all throughout the day. He's been trading it during Asia session, which is interesting. He trades it during Asia session and it works pretty well for him right there. So I can kind of see what you're doing. Is William here right now? William isn't here, but I can see what he's doing here. So what he's doing is he's taking these breakout V3s in the direction of the VWAP. So it pretty much rides them down to the VWAP, which makes sense. But all right, guys, I think this might be it for the session. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I just don't see much happening here. I mean, price is moving back and forth. We're currently in a really big range right now. We're currently just in a really big range. There's not really too much to work with here. This is our clean chart. So you guys can see price kind of just going back and forth right now. Let's see, Steven said, when you say you're in the position, that's when I enter. Nice. Yeah, today was pretty good. 2 back-to-back wins for the market flow V2s, and then of course the win on the breakout. See if there's anything else here. So there's not really many entries here with the zones because there's no upper zones. Actually, there is an upper zone right here. So it looks like this will probably be running for a while. It's a new lower zone right here too. All right, so there's a possible entry here. It's gonna take some time. So this is looking at the zone to zone strategy that we discussed earlier. Basically, when price breaks the zone, so here's an example right here, price breaks the zone. Take the buy right there, ride it to the next zone. Price breaks the zone right here. Ride it to the next zone. Price breaks the zone right here. Same thing. Do the same thing, ride it to the next zone. Same thing again right here. It's just a repeat process. When price breaks the zone, pretty much right into the next zone. Same with this one right here. Price broke the zone, and the odds of this pushing up higher are likely. Looks like the levels entry over here is still running too. So I'm anticipating this to push up to here. I don't know when it'll happen, but eventually it'll probably come up and hit that point. Probably happen later in the session because the volatility here is so low. No entries. See, I'm done trading. So I've been done trading since 7 o'clock. I only trade between 6:40 and 7. So no, I'm not taking any entries right now. I'm just giving you guys analysis for what I see in the market and any possible opportunities for entry. So going back to the forex trades over here, guys. So what I realized is that nobody here trades forex anymore. So I don't think there's going to be any point for me to call the forex signals. I'm also not really much of a swing trader, so I don't think it's really going to be very beneficial. So I'm going to scrap that idea for now. We just can't really swing trade for futures because you can't hold a position longer than the day. So I'll try to find a workaround for it. I know some of you guys here do want me to call certain trades like during other times, but nobody here really trades forex anymore. And then on top of that, it was there's no funding companies that really accept US clients that are trustworthy. I don't know if you guys saw the news with FTMO. FTMO is cutting out a lot of people. I think they're cutting out Australians now. One of our traders from Australia said that he's been getting like 4 months of back-to-back payouts, and then they said they're terminating his account because they're no longer doing business with him, which is weird. I feel like FTMO's kind of went down the drain. It's crazy because they were the number one prop firm back then. Everybody was using them. And now like nobody even talks about them anymore. All right, guys, I think this is going to be it for the day. There's just not really much happening here. I don't think there's any reason for us to sit around because if we sit around here, you're probably going to end up taking a bad entry. You're going to FOMO into something. You guys can see over here from the direction. There's not really much direction here. Let me zoom out again right here. Yeah, there's not really too much that is going on here. Price is just going back and forth. It's just a huge range. This is kind of the analysis that we looked at, Jason. I don't know if you're still here, but this is similar to the analysis that we covered. So we had a big range over here for Asia, a range again over here for London, and then a bigger range over here for New York. The price just going back and forth. But I think that's about it. All right, guys. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys want to post your profits in the chat, feel free to post your profits here. Here are the profits for the day. So for my accounts, I locked in about 306 for my Top Step account for the breakout. And then I locked in well over 7,000 over here across my Apex accounts, all wins. We had 2 scalp wins over here for market flow. And then we had the breakout over here for a full TP as well. Then looking over here at our team profits, we have William over here. He locked in about, I think, 6,000 total. He locked in 250 per account. He has 20 accounts right there. Nice work, William. And then we have David over here, who locked in a total profit of 335 for the day, all wins as well. So pretty good profits for the day, guys. I think everybody here locked in some pretty good profits. Stanley said he locked in some pretty good stuff. Steven over here as well locked in some pretty good profits for the day. So overall, today was a pretty good day. And nice. Yeah, Stanley locked in 6,000 on one account and 5,600 on the next one. So he's on his way to getting funded on those accounts right there. Nice work, Stanley. All right, guys. So it's 7:44 right now. It's about 15 minutes till 8. As you guys can see, there's nothing really going on here. If you guys take any trades here, be careful because it's in a big range. So it's easy to get stopped out in either direction if you get faked out anywhere here. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. So we'll be back here, same place, same time as we wrap up the trading week. Hopefully some more wins tomorrow so we can close out this week strong and officially kick off the fall season next week.